All right, bitrate testing, connection test, looks good. Audio test, test. Perfect. Alrighty. I will give everyone a few minutes to hop on in here. I've got quite a few Q&As to finish up today. I think I've got around 19 total from the last 2 posts. And then we're going to be running into the full content strategy today. All the posts from the last week, the most viral stuff, what's working really well right now, and what I would recommend moving forward, especially this new month. We've got 1 full month left of the summer. So using all the systems I've kind of taught so far, we're going to go through all those and go ahead and figure out what's working, what's not working, and what we can do more of. But we'll get started in just a minute. Gonna let a few more people join in here before we dive into the content. And then for anyone that has questions throughout the live, go ahead and drop the questions in the chat. I'll go through those anytime. Even if I'm in the middle of a conversation or another topic, you can drop the message and I'll get to it as soon as possible. Okay, so we've got the questions here. Beautiful. Cool. What's up, Riley? Good to see you again. Saw you last week here. Good to see you. And then the two, I also have 2 content topics to discuss today for the Q&As. We're doing content creation topics and then also lead generation. I think those 2 alone have been by far the most popular questions and struggles. So we'll dive into those 2 specific conversations throughout the live here. We'll probably go for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes today. Not too long, but just enough to get through all the Q&As and also break down the content from last week, what's really working and what I recommend. So we'll give everyone about another 30 seconds to a minute, and then we'll get started. I'll start with answering a couple of these questions from yesterday's post, which kind of align with the content creation questions, and we'll move into the lead gen questions. What's up, Robert? Good to see you as well. Okay. All right. So I guess we can start with the first couple questions here. And like I said, throughout the live, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer. Darren, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well today. Middle of the day, so we've got, I know the work week has started, so that's awesome. Almost Friday, which is epic. Okay, so I want to start with the first couple questions that I got from yesterday's post. I have a few in today's post as well, but we'll get into that in just a second. But the first question was, what's the best type of content to post to get clients on LinkedIn? That's actually like the most generic question I got, but it's also a huge struggle. So what I'll start doing is I'll kind of go over the content that's been working really well for me these last couple of weeks that I've actually been repurposing on literally every social media platform, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, every platform you can think of. I've been repurposing this content. It's been working really well. So what I can tell you right now is the content that's been working really well in terms of getting new followers, just building the brand growth, and also getting clients has been carousel form and video form. So my feed right now looks something like this. We've got today's post, which has been doing really well, which is a carousel formatted post. I'll show you this, what it looks like here. This is actually a new format that I started doing. It's of course got my normal copy, which is very optimized. But then the actual carousel here was very optimized. This is a new style that I tried to do. I basically took a photo of myself working and I said the simple writing hack that got me 37,000. So straight off the bat, I just showcase a quick number in your face with me working, which is obviously really shows the trust here. And then I broke it down by saying, okay, I went from this to this, so transformation. This is the context of the post. This post really talks about the context and how a lot of people talk about things that they want to sell you, but they're not actually doing it. So you're essentially what people do on social media and LinkedIn in general is they talk about these things, try to sell these things, but they're not actually doing it. So they don't have the authority and the trust to be selling these things, but they try to sell anyways, which is where you kind of get like the gurus and scams from. So that's the context of this post. I tell you like why you should listen to me. Again, context. And then of course I've got like the failed versus the new. So you can kind of show systems basically saying, okay, so this is what wasn't working and now this is what is working, kind of show the transformation there. And then of course I shout out like all the fakes, perfect example, and then the one more CTA. So overall, I've been posting, I think around 2 carousels-ish a week. And carousels have been by far the best way to get clients to see growth and obviously just to get more DMs going. So if you want to see growth, post more carousels. They work really well. Try different formats, try different CTAs. You don't have to do the generic carousel format that everyone shows you on LinkedIn to do. Just try out your new thing, like try out your own thing. Try to create a carousel format that works really well for you, that you can see that other people aren't really doing. I haven't seen this format on LinkedIn at all, or really just on social media in general. So I wanted to do this format specifically. It's brand new. No one has really seen this on LinkedIn, which is why it's also performing really well. I've gotten quite a new DMs, gotten a few new people into my private community, as well as a lead to my content agency. So this one's been working really well. The other thing I've been doing really well, there was the other question I had yesterday, was how often should I post video content? So I've kind of been testing this out for the last 6 to 9 months. And what's been working really well for me is trying to post every single day with some sort of video content. So recently what I've been doing is, if you go to my profile here, you'll actually see that I've been posting video content every single day at 8 p.m. Central Time. So in the morning at 7 a.m. Central, I'll be posting things like carousels, like generic, normal, like personal image posts, text posts, etc. Then at 8 p.m. Central every single day, which is the morning of Asia. So like in India, it's going to be morning time. I will post a short 30 to 45 second video clip of just a raw, authentic video of, let's say, building the brand, building the business, or something I learned, or maybe a story from my past. Yo, Tiffany, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions too, just let me know in the chat. I'll get to those. So in terms of how often you should post video content, if you want to try the exact thing I'm doing, I'm posting a video every single day on every single platform. On TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and we've got Instagram. I'm doing 3 short video clips every single day. On LinkedIn, we're doing 1 at 8 p.m. And then I'm also testing things like Snapchat and Reddit. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm posting once every single morning at 7 a.m. The second time, which is only video content at night at 8 p.m. My normal audience and my ICP is really not that awake at that point, because that's already nearing the end of the night. So they're probably not going to see it at night. But I am targeting a whole nother audience, which is different regions around the world. So I kind of like to balance that out. So if you want to try that exact same thing, do videos every single day. If you want to start with very little video, I would say once per week is enough. If you want to try like 2 to 3 times, that's fine. But you really don't have to overdo yourself with video. Just try it, see what's working, what's not working. That's all I do every single day, is I just keep testing different things, which is why you're going to see me doing all different types of formats. You'll see my content all the time. I'm talking about one strategy, and I talk about a whole nother strategy, just because I'm testing so many different things. So I can then tell you guys what's working, what's not working. Especially in my private community, I like to give away my best strategies and what's working. So I do have to test a lot of stuff. Posting every single day. For video, yes, I'm actually posting twice a day right now on LinkedIn. I used to do this too a while back. I did a post where I would basically take the difference between posting once a day versus twice a day. Twice a day obviously is going to get you a lot more views, a lot more profile views, a lot more growth. It's going to take a lot more time if you can actually have the quality of content being still very high. If you're posting a quantity of content, but you can't keep the quality very high, I would recommend try to post a little less so you can keep that quality, because I think quality plus quantity is definitely the way to go. Do you think longer or shorter captions with the videos do better? I think, honestly, short captions work really well. I mean, I've been testing just like this kind of caption, like this. It's just like very basic captions here. I have a very bright, wait, can you see this on the screen? Yeah, okay. So I have a very bright color on the text that I want to stand out, and just very basic text. I don't want to overcomplicate the process of creating captions. I'm not the best editor. I don't want to take too much time, because a video can literally take so many hours to edit. So I want a very basic, clean caption. I just use After Effects. I just throw in my short captions. Whenever I talk I don't usually use every single word in the captions. I'll kind of like break down my sentences and turn them into like more simple captions. So that's kind of what I recommend. I would recommend definitely shorter captions. And Kalpana, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this Thursday. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. You meant the post copy. Oh, got you. I've been doing it really short. So all my videos are like this. It's literally just a hook. If you're building your personal brand and business on LinkedIn, failure is part of the process, and it's have like a simple PS. The reason why is before, I would say around 3 to 4 months ago, long captions 100%. But now, since LinkedIn made it to where when you click on a video, you can't even see the caption. You can only see the video and then like the hook, which means people only really see this. You can write a whole post, and maybe some people might go through the whole post, but in all reality, I think 99% of people are just going to see that hook. So I would just focus on the hook and then maybe one CTA, and then leave the rest of the meat to the actual video, not the text. I know for me, if I'm going to see a video on LinkedIn, I don't want to read a bunch of text and then also have to watch a video. It's like having 2 things in one. So I'd recommend just keep the caption short and just add all the value into the video. Okay, so that was the question on video and the best type of content. So I know the next question I saw on actually today's post and yesterday's, because I made a post on burnout. The question was, how often should I be posting to stay consistent without burning out? So I guess this kind of goes based on my other comment. I can just kind of add this into my posting schedule. The only way you can figure out what's going to burn you out is to figure out like how much content you can post and how much time you have on your hands to figure out, okay, so if I post one time every single day, 7 times a week, am I seeing growth? Am I getting tired? Do I have the time to do this? If you're working a 9 to 5 and you don't have too much time on your hands to create content, then I wouldn't try to be posting twice a day, 14 times a week or more, because that's obviously going to burn you out. I would say start with 4 to 7 times a week and see if you can manage that. If you can keep a quantity of posts going out with obviously that quality is very high. If you can't do that, then do less content, repurpose more. What you can also do is once you've been posting for about 2 to 3 months, you have a ton of content. You can then start just repurposing. So for example, let's say last month, my top performing posts, 5 to 10 of them, the best posts, I will take all those posts, recreate them, repurpose them, change the visual, change the hook, and then just schedule again the next month. So you basically have just a massive content deck that you've already created that you can just start repurposing. So the days that you don't really have time, you can then just repurpose those posts. So then the days you do have time, you can spend writing. The days you don't have time, just repurpose. So you don't have to be creating content and writing every single day. You got to create a strategy that works best for your strategy and your schedule. Because what I'm doing right now is not going to be beneficial for you if you don't have the same time and flexibility that I have. Yeah, no worries, Tiffany. Hope that helps. Asma, welcome in, by the way. What's the most effective way to use LinkedIn DMs for lead nurturing? So you're probably going to see this quite differently from a lot of creators. I don't spend too much time on outbound because I don't really believe in the cold DMs, cold emails, all that stuff. I've never been a big fan. I don't like to sell in the DMs too much. So the only strategy I really use is one, I'm going to obviously engage with other people on the platform every single day. I do a lot of engagements. I'm very active on LinkedIn. I'm sending out a lot of comments every single day. Right? So I think that's obviously very important. I'm saying also 100 connections every single week just to kind of grow my network, just to have some genuine friends and other connections on the platform. In terms of actually getting leads from DMs, what I do is I never will say, hey, like if you're interested in my service, you can reach out here, or hey, I run a agency. If you're interested, let me know. I kind of just let the conversation come to me. So if I just have organic conversations in my DMs, that's all I do. I just have organic DMs. I'll just talk to people in my DMs, like have good conversations, very authentic, genuine. And if for whatever reason that person says like, hey, I'm struggling with XYZ, do you have anything? That's when I'll go ahead and, send them to my paid stuff. I typically always just send people to my free 5-day email series or my free resources. And at some point I upsell a ton in my free stuff. So without having to do any lead nurturing at all, without having to sell anything in my DMs, I just send people to my free stuff. And then through that free stuff, I have an awesome funnel that directly takes people from my free stuff to my even freer stuff to then my paid stuff. So I think upselling is actually the way to go. I don't like cold DMs. I don't like selling in my DMs. So I leave it all to the upselling in my free stuff versus actually, trying to actually upsell anything in my DMs. And Alora, what is going on? Asma, let me know if that helps. If you want me to elaborate more on that. It's a pretty simple system. I do a lot of manual stuff too. I have some automations, but I like to do a lot of things manually, especially the authentic stuff like sending DMs, engaging connections, all that. I like to do a lot of that manual. Okay, and then I know that there's a couple more questions from yesterday's post regarding content creation. And I just saw we have quite a few people in the chat today. So if you have any questions, just feel free to drop in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer them. It's a Q&A, so you can literally ask anything you want. Okay. Thanks for answering my question. No worries. Happy to help. If you have any other questions, you can drop them in the chat or just shoot me a DM anytime. Okay, so I did get this other question. I'm going to do a setup tour. I'll make a video on this within hopefully the next week of all the tools and all the tech that I have for my business. But this question I got yesterday on the post was, what tools do you use to create and repurpose your content efficiently? So what you see on the screen here is LinkedIn, but if you go to here, this is Supergrow. This is by far the best platform I ever used. So I use Supergrow for both my content, my engagement, and also my agency. So if you don't already know, I run a content agency on LinkedIn where I basically help people grow. I'll write content for people. I'm like a ghostwriter, but also a funnel creator and a news guy, email guy, everything. So if you need help with all this stuff, that's what we do at the agency. So on Supergrow, we can run the agency, we can schedule everyone's content, we can do all the engagement, we can do the CRM, the analytics, we can go through everything through this platform. I also integrate this with Typedream and Beehive, which are two different platforms that I use. If you haven't heard of Typedream yet, this is Typedream. This is the website builder that I use. If you know Beehive, Beehive is, most of you have probably heard of Beehive. This is the best, in my opinion, email software there is. They actually bought out Typedream. So these guys are actually the same company now. So I basically use Beehive and I integrate Typedream within Beehive. So it makes my landing pages super easy. If I ever have a free resource I want to give out to people, I can launch it on Typedream, use the Beehive embed forms to then capture emails, and then I can add any of my CRM into the Beehive automations, the Beehive segments, the email newsletters, all of that. I can add it all on Beehive using the Typedream platform. So Typedream, Beehive, and Supergrow are kind of like the three that I jump back and forth on for my actual automations, for scheduling content, for getting leads, you name it. These three tools are by far like the best of the best. Giving out freely can bring in leads. Absolutely. So in reality, the only way people are going to buy it from you is they trust you and they know that what you have can actually benefit them, right? If people don't think that you can benefit them, why are they going to buy it from you? So the reason why I have so much free stuff and I have like this really high quality 5-day email series for free is because if you go through that 5-day series and you get a lot of value out of it, which I know you're going to get value out of it, because if you're my ICP, if you're my ideal client, that 5-day email series is very beneficial for you. You go through that, you're going to be like, wow, this is a lot of value. I've already learned a lot. And the goal of these lead magnets, if you're creating any sort of free resource, the goal of this thing is to give your audience quick wins. If I go through a lead magnet, I want to be able to get a quick win where I can take action right now and then see quick results. That's kind of the point of a lead magnet, is to get quick results, quick wins, and quick action. If you can throw all that together in a free lead magnet, you're going to see growth. You're also going to be able to upsell really easily through the lead magnet. So you can then upsell your paid offers, whether it's a low ticket offer, then you can upsell to a medium ticket offer, to a high ticket offer, whatever it is. Start with that free lead magnet, upsell in that free lead magnet, make sure it's super actionable. People can get very quick wins out of it. And then from then, people are going to want to start purchasing your paid offers that way. Let me fix my camera. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of like the strategy I use for the free content. Okay. Oh, and Mary, welcome in from Nigeria. Good to see you. Hope all's going well. Haven't made it to that area of the world yet, but probably soon. Okay, so that's that system for the free stuff. Okay, a couple more questions we had here from yesterday's post. Yes, so how do I come up with content ideas that actually attract my ideal clients? This is a very good question. In terms of knowing what to post can be kind of challenging. What I like to do, I do this all the time, is I will take all the questions, the struggles, the comments from my posts, from my clients, and from people just on LinkedIn in general in my niche that I know are my ICP. I will take those, I will add into ChatGPT, and I'll kind of just build a content counter that I know would be beneficial. So if you were in my last live last week, you probably saw me go over my content strategy here, which I can go over again. A very, very basic content strategy, but I've got the content types here. So I only post 5 different types of content: infographics, personal images, newsletters, videos, and carousels. I've got a theme for every post, which I add here. I've got a post concept, which I have here, which is typically a hook. And I've got the status, so if I've posted it, if I haven't, if it's drafted, or if it's just scheduled. I've got the date of the post, of course, the purpose of the post, which could be a promo for my community. I've got a promo for my content agency, paid promos, purpose to grow followings, to grow emails, or to promote YouTube. Essentially, this is the content strategy that you can literally build through ChatGPT just by knowing your ICP, what your ICP is looking for, what they're struggling with, and who exactly you're targeting. You can build this entire thing and have like a generic and actually pretty authentic content calendar in just a few minutes, just by using some ChatGPT script. So you obviously need to make it better over time. You can edit over time, but that's kind of like how I create my organic content. Is just based on the struggles of my audience. You just got to ask more questions in your content and ask your clients, because you're going to get the best ideas from the people that are already paying you. So if you have a customer base, ask your customers first. It's going to be the most authentic and really just the best advice you can get, is asking your customers first before you ask anyone else. What's up, GDN? Good to see you. And then Asma, do you recommend using LinkedIn ads or only organic strategies? I have never touched ads. I've been online for 12 years now doing content on different platforms. I've never touched ads. I've never been someone who wanted to do ads. Maybe down the line at some point, depends on where my business is at and what I'm doing. But as of right now, I personally don't do ads. I don't recommend ads. It's not part of my business. It's also not part of what I sell. So in terms of ads, no, I'm not going to be the person to ask that, because I just don't think it's necessary. All organic for me. Organic has worked so well for myself and everyone I've worked with. So we always stick with just organic content. All right. So actually going back to that question about the lead magnet, I did get this question earlier. Is it worth offering a lead magnet? If so, what kind of works best on LinkedIn? I was working with someone today who was talking about, actually 2 people. They were talking about they had like these massive pitch decks. They've had like these massive 35, 40 page spreadsheets and notebooks of like free lead magnets. They have these huge books of lead magnets where it's just like pages after pages of content. The thing that's worked best for me is very short but actionable lead magnets. So the reason why a 5-day series works so well on LinkedIn, if you want to build a lead magnet, you want to do like some sort of like 5-day email course, the reason why it works so well is if you go to my landing page, first of all, you're going to get, this is the landing page for my LinkedIn leads. So you just drop your email and you're going to get the first email today. It's a very short email. It's maybe like a 30-second read. You click on the video. It's like less than 10-minute video. You watch that video and I give you step-by-step actions to take where you can get results right now today. So if you go through that video, you can take action right now and you're going to see results within a day because of what the way the video is actually built and the way it's designed to take action now and to get results right now. So that's why it works so well. Then day 2, so 24 hours after, you're going to get the second day, then 24 hours after, you get the third day, the fourth day, fifth day. Every single day is a 30-second email. It's super easy to get through. You don't have to spend too much time on it. You click on the video. It's a less than 10-minute video. You can take action right away. You're going to see results right away. So quick, actionable steps. You can get quick results. Is going to be the best type of lead magnet to create. So I wouldn't try to create these 35-page documents that give you like a ton of value, which you think it gives value. But anyone that has time, like no one really is going to have time to go through a 35-page document in a day. Like it's just how it is. That's why it's better to segment your content, the value you can give out to people in a free method, like an email course, is why that works so well. Okay, so that's another great question. All right, I did see someone ask about the funnel. Do I need a funnel or website to start generating leads from LinkedIn? So I don't really think you need a website, but I do think you need landing pages. But before I get into that one, let me answer this. So I have a friend who has been very active on LinkedIn for the last 6 months. And her content, I loved him, but she's not growing, nor is she getting leads. What could be the problem? Well, I'm not exactly sure what her profile looks like, but there could be a few problems here. Number one, is she targeting the right people in terms of the content? If you're selling, let's say, one thing, make sure she's talking about that one thing and not something completely different. Is she being consistent? Does she have an engagement strategy? Is she like actually engaging with other creators on the platform? Is she sending out connection requests? Is she being active? A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll post every single day. They think that just posting content and then selling a product, they're going to get sales. It's not exactly how it works. You need to have a very specific engagement process. If you're not engaging on the platform, you're not going to see any growth. LinkedIn wants LinkedIn to be a business B2B platform versus a creator economy platform. So as us creators, our content is not going to be boosted by the algorithm. LinkedIn wants to boost big companies with lots of money who want to, actually invest in advertising. So for us, creators like us that want to sell a product or service, we don't really give anything for LinkedIn. Like LinkedIn doesn't make money off of us, so they're not really going to boost our content. So the only way to really get our content to go to the masses is to build an engagement process that gets our eyes on other people's content. And when they see us, they're going to see, let's say I comment on, let's say a big creator on the platform, and my name is the top of their comments. And then 1,000 people look at their comment section and see my face. They're probably going to click on my profile, and from there they can see my content, what I offer, etc. So the only way to really get found and get your content found is to engage with other people, so then their audiences can see you to then go to your profile. So if you're just posting content, but then that's it, you're not going to be found and you're not really going to be able to target anyone. The only people that are going to find your content are your first degree connections and your second degree connections. You're not going to get anyone else on the platform. You're not going to have any like normal organic reach, right? So that's why you need an engagement strategy that really gets your eyes, like other people's eyes on your content, vice versa. So it's probably the engagement strategy is why your friend is not seeing any leads or growth. It could also be because the content is just not good. Visuals matter, the hooks matter, the CTAs matter, and also the profiles, the profile optimized. If I go to your profile right now, can I see exactly what you do, who you help, and how you help them? Do you have CTAs that lead directly to a lead magnet, to a paid offer, to a product? All those things happen. So if you want to, send me a link to that person's profile URL, and after this video and after this live, I can let you know what I think is the best course of action to take in like 30 seconds. I can help you out with that. Okay, so then back to the other question I got. Do I need a funnel or website to start generating leads from LinkedIn? I don't think you really need a massive website, but I think a landing page is really helpful, like the one I show on the screen right here. Having separate landing pages for everything, so whether it's a free product, a paid product, maybe just like a generic newsletter landing page, I think it's very beneficial. The actual funnel is very simple. So people go for my content, they'll go to my profile, they're gonna see my banner, which has my CTAs, who I help, how I help them, and what I help them with. So it's very straightforward to the point. So if they go down here, they're gonna see, oh, okay, he does this, this, and this. He helps people just like me. Looks like he has 2 offers here, which are very, I can see what it is. This is a private community, and he's got a content agency. So if it's something I'm looking forward to, I click on this. but a very optimized profile. So it goes from your organic content to your profile, then to the landing pages like such. And then I would get, let's say I would obtain an email from this person. They would start getting my free LinkedIn email series. And then in the email content, they're going to see links to my upsell and my paid offers. They're going to go to my paid offer landing pages. From the paid offer landing pages, they're going to then go to my paid, let's say Stripe link. From there, they're going to become a customer. And then when they're a customer, I can then upsell them to my even higher ticket offers later on. So that's kind of the funnel from organic content to all the way to a paid customer. And then your paying customer base, you can then take all those customers and then upsell them to higher ticket offers later on. You can give them discount codes for future products that you make. You can even give them free resources that you'd only give to your customers. You just want to make your customers feel like they get the most value out of what they're paying for versus just like, trying to sell something and leaving it at that. So make sure you can keep your customers buying more, upselling to them, and just keep giving them offers and value, as much value as possible, so they can keep gaining tons of knowledge and actual value from what they're buying. Okay, so that's the website funnels. All right, so we had a few more questions here which I can go through. Lots about lead generation. Let's go back to the content creation questions. I think those are pretty beneficial to get over. And also, if anyone just got to the stream, welcome guys. If you want to add any comments or if you have any questions, just ask in the chat and I'll do my best to answer those right now. Okay, so how do I follow up with people who comment or engage with my post? That is a phenomenal question. If you want to comment or engage with people on your posts, what I do every day is, so today's post, for example, I'll just go to today's post. I'll refresh my profile. I'll go to my post. I do this about 5 or 6 times a day. So I will go to today's post. Let me actually edit this one real quick. Save. Okay. So for this post today, what I do every single day is I'll just go to the comments. And if you want to actually boost your post too, go to the comments, open this up on a new tab. And instead of just responding to your comments, because people are going to say, oh, be active in your comment section, you respond to people. Instead of just responding, have an actual conversation. So for example, if this person said, all right, I've been posting content like your old formula, need to switch up the formatting. Okay, and that can say something like, I'm super glad this was helpful. Have you tried doing the new format yet? Let me know how it goes. So I'm actually asking questions here, right? So once she actually started using my new format that I showcased, it's getting her to like, okay, so she reads my question and now she's gonna respond to that. So it turns your one comment here into my comment, which is 2 comments. Now she's going to comment again, probably 3 comments. I'm going to comment again, 4 comments. So you basically take, let's say you have 100 comments. You're basically turning 100 comments into like 500 comments, 400 comments, because you have actual conversations versus just responding to a comment. So in your comment section, instead of just saying like nice or I agree or good stuff or thanks for the comment, have genuine conversations, ask questions, and be just super live in your comment sections. And that's what's going to get your post to really do better, especially those first 90 minutes after you post. Those first 90 minutes, tell LinkedIn whether your post is worth pushing to more people or whether it's going to be staying in your first and second degree connections. All right, question in the chats. I do write content using my niche supply chain functions. I don't get too much engagements or likes or even comments. I want to know what I should do. My content is always clear, readable, and more human. I don't okay, so let's see. I'll open this up for you and let's see. So you're saying you don't get a lot of reach. Let's open this up. Okay, right off the bat, I can tell your banner probably needs some visual edits. It doesn't look too appealing. You're using the same picture of you on, but right here and right here. So I definitely changed it up a little bit. Half of your banner is hidden because you're on desktop. This part on the left side here, can't even see it. So definitely change that. Overall, the design is very boring. I would hire someone if you don't know how to edit. Just hire someone to make you a better banner. Your profile picture is good. Let's see, your bio, queen of supply chain. There's too much going on here. I would say instead of using like all these separators, just tell people who you help, how you help them, and what you're gonna help them do, and maybe add a CTA. But you've just got too much going on here. So just leave it at those 3 things. You can go to my profile and kind of get a good example of that. Is all I do is say who I help. I help founders. What do I help them do? I help them get consistent leads on LinkedIn. And then how do I help them? Through scroll stopping post and high converting content design, and then a CTA. Do the exact same thing. Instead of saying like, oh, I'm a professional, I do visibility, and there's a lot of information here that's just not necessary. So copy what I have here, who you help, how you help them, and what do you help them do. Add one CTA, and that's it. You don't have a link in bio. That would probably help if you had like a link to a free resource or a newsletter or something like that. Feature section. can't even tell what you're selling here, what you're trying to provide. So make this more clear. It looks like you just put it a post here. What I would do is add some sort of free, let's see, like, look at this. I've got 2 products here. People can directly click on and purchase that. And they can also see what it is. I can't tell what you're trying to do here, so definitely fix that. As far as your content goes, looks like you're decently active, consistent on creating content. Whenever you repurpose stuff, the day after you repurpose it, you repost it, just go ahead and delete it. So remove that from your profile so you don't have a bunch of reposts on here. I would say add some branding to your post too. And let me see, your actual writing format is, don't use hashtags, lots of emojis. The formatting is very poor. Yeah. Laura, what I would do is I would actually recommend you going through my 5-day email series, because I go through all the post writing, how to write better formatting, how to write your hooks. This is all free. I would just get this. I'll put it in the chat right now. I'd 100% just click on that and join that for free right now. And then that way you can actually like figure out how to write better, because I think that's going to be your biggest thing here is your writing needs a lot of improvement, and probably your engagement strategy as well. And then for those of you who have not joined yet, I have the Accelerator program 50% off right now. That's my private community. We've got all the systems in there. The link is right here if you want to join. Just alexcalhoun.com/accelerator. I'd 100% recommend getting in there. We've got weekly Q&As. You can book a one-on-one call with me. You've got 30+ hours of video content. It's all my systems and the strategies that I use to build a profitable business here on LinkedIn. So would 100% recommend getting through that if you haven't already. But yeah, just to start, I would definitely recommend getting this 5-day email series. 100% free. It'll show you how to write better. Okay, yeah, if you want me to critique your profile, just throw it in the chat. That'll be easy for me. Is my current profile professional, engaged enough? Yeah, Asma, if you could send the profiles in the chat, I'm happy to go through them. Alex, what KPIs should I track to measure my personal brand success on LinkedIn? For KPIs, I would recommend, so what I do is I will typically post for about 2 to 3 weeks at a time, and I'll go through my engagements, my comments, my impressions, and see what's working really well. I always like to look at engagement first in terms of comments. I think comments are number one, comments and saves. If people are saving my content, I know that they want to go to it later on. I know they probably found something useful in it and they want to go back through that system. So I definitely look at saves and I look at comments, because people are commenting on my post. It probably means that that post entitled them to want to comment. I also look at DMs. Like, did this post get me, let's say 100 profile views, or did it get me 10 profile views? If a post got me lots of profile views, I know that that post worked for my funnel. My funnel goes from my content to my profile. So if my content is not getting people from my content to the profile, I know that funnel is not working. But if a post does get me a ton of new people to my profile, I get new followers, I get new link clicks, I know that that post worked really well. So I'm going to do more of that post. If posts do not really do well in terms of the KPIs that I'm looking at, I'll probably scrap them entirely or try to fix them up and then repost them. And the posts that do work really well, I'll definitely take those. I'll add them into like a Google Sheets, and I'll repurpose those posts probably every month or every other month, just so I have that same post as much as possible, while just changing like the visuals and the hooks, if that makes sense. So I would recommend using saves, comments, DMs, and profile views. Those are my favorite ones to do. Site, I just started working on my profile. I'd really appreciate a review as well. Yeah, if you guys want, just drop the profile URL on the comments of this live, and I will go through that. But just drop it in the comments so I can know where to find it. I don't think I can just click on your profile, can I? Yeah. I mean, I can copy and paste it, actually. Let me do... Lucky, do you have a client that's blown up? I've been working with quite a few clients that we don't really focus on blowing up, actually. We just focus on business growth. We've got quite a few, actually. Lucky, if you go to my LinkedIn, you can find all that there. Okay, so who do we have here? Asma. Okay, I'll go to your profile and give you a quick update on yours. Let's see. And another question in the chat. Okay, so let me look at yours really quick. Just like for a 30-second review here, I can tell your banner is like one of those templates. I'd make this better, hire a designer or something to do some sort of color scheme here. Profile picture's fine. Marketing strategies and content creators, scaling premium brands and startups to 6-figure success, 7+ years driving. I think a lot of these numbers are useless. I don't think it matters that you're helping people grow 6 figures. Unless you've got like some very specific client success stories, I don't think it's necessary to tell people that you're growing 6-figure businesses. I also don't think it's necessary to say you have 7 years of, experience here. I don't think that's necessary. People can look at your experience and just tell from you have 7 years here, you've got 1 year here. I think what I would do is keep your headline here. Just say who you help, how you help them, and what you help them with. You don't need all these excess numbers that don't really matter. For your link in bio, add a CTA here, whether it's a free lead magnet or whatever, add a CTA, not just the link. And then your feature section, way too many items here. That's way too many. Keep it to max of 2. 3 if you're pushing it, but 1 to 2 max for your feature section. Your content, let's see how you're writing post. Yeah, your actual writing is quite bland. It's a little boring when I first look at it. It's like just from a quick glance. I'm not actually gonna read it, but based on what I can see, it looks very bland. Same with this one. I don't think you really have a content strategy going. So your actual profile just needs work here. But then as far as your content goes, if any of you wanted to, if you have a profile like this and want to actually take LinkedIn serious, just go through this 5-day email series. It's 100% free. You're going to be able to completely optimize your profile, optimize your content in really 5 days. I'd recommend going through this. Just LinkedIn Leads is the URL after my my website. Just drop your email. You'll get it in the next 5 days. It'll help you a lot. Okay, and then the side, let me check on that as well. Let's see. All right, I'll do 2 more. Then I'm going to answer a couple more of the questions that I had. Okay, is this you? I don't think this is you. Is this you? No, it's not you. Let's see, Rabia. All right, we'll just do 1 more because I kind of want to go through more of these questions before. If you guys just want to, you can just DM me your profiles and I'll just review them later on, not on the live. Good banner, good profile photo. This is good. No link in bio, but this is really good. Nice, feature section looks good. Calendly. Yeah, this is solid. Shazadi, this is really solid. Yeah, I have no comments for this. This is really good. I would just say add a link in bio. Otherwise, this is perfect. It really just comes down to like your content now if you're targeting the right people. But yeah, you have a very optimized profile. Very well done. Okay, so let's see. I did have another question I wanted to answer. If you guys have any specific questions for LinkedIn or like creating content, getting leads, let me know in the comments instead of the profile reviews. We'll do profile reviews later on. You can just shoot me a DM if you want to review that for you. No worries. Okay. Also, Shazada, I did see you said it'd be really great if we could do, let me see. So you want to do a profile review and then you said, I don't take any action. Like I get high profile views, but the conversion rate is almost 0. I think when it comes down to having lots of profile views is you might not be targeting the right people. This actually happens to a lot of my clients too, is we'll be targeting people, right? We'll be creating content. We'll get a lot of engagement. We'll get a lot of likes, comments, a lot of profile views, but no one ends up wanting to buy anything because it comes down to targeting the right people. If you're targeting a specific group of audience that doesn't actually want to buy what you're trying to sell, then you're obviously not going to get any leads from that. You're not going to get any sales from that. So you need to figure out exactly who you're targeting and these people that are showing up to your stuff. Let's say, for example, you're selling one thing, but your audience is a completely other thing. There's 2 things you can do. You can either 1, try to target someone else, or 2, the audience that you already have that's already obviously looking at your stuff, figure out what they're struggling with, and then alter your paid offers based on what they're struggling with. Because if you already have a big audience of something, figure out what they need, figure out what they would do anything to buy. Like if you were to ask like 20 of them right now, what's the one thing you would pay for right now? Get their answers for that and then build that into your product. So then you know exactly what they pay for, build that into your product, and then that way you know exactly how you can sell more. Okay, so let me go back to a couple more questions. All right, so I'll go on for another like 5-10 minutes on this live max. If you are brand new to the live, you can ask questions, feel free. If you have other like specific questions you want to ask me personally, shoot me a DM. And then lastly, if you haven't already joined, guys, the Accelerator program right here, this is the private community. It's 50% off right now. You can join. Once you join, you can schedule a one-on-one call with me. We'll audit your profile, your content, and that way you can get started on all the modules and the video content. All right, so let me go through one of the other content creation questions that I had. What's the best time to post on LinkedIn for reach and engagement? I kind of went over this earlier, but it's going to be 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's what I do. I also post a second time at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time so I can hit India and Asia countries. Good question. How important is video content right now on LinkedIn? Should I start using it? If you have the time and you have the confidence to be on camera, 100% recommend. I think video and carousels are the 2 types of content that just completely are just blowing everything out of the water in terms of profile views, engagement, impressions. LinkedIn is really pushing those types of content. So carousels, video, if you're confident to create them and be on camera, definitely do those 2. Okay, now, what's the difference between content that gets likes and content that gets leads? Well, content that gets likes probably means you're targeting people that, or let's say you have a more of a clickbaity hook and people are clicking your stuff, but If you're not getting leads, that means that you're not targeting the right people. If your content's getting very few likes but a lot of leads, you're probably being very specific on what you're creating. So the post is definitely not going to go viral, but it's definitely going to target people that actually want your service. That's going to be the biggest difference. Said, okay, I'll go through your profile real quick. While we're here, I'll do one more. Okay, I like the profile photo. That's fire. Your banner's good. I like it. This is useless. Your bio headline, just telling people that you're an engineer, you do data, you quality. This is pointless. And instead, tell people what you're doing, who you help, and how you help them. Add a profile URL, add a CTA in your bio to direct people somewhere, whether it's a free lead magnet, a free course, something free, newsletter, whatever it is, make it free so you can upsell on that free content. Your feature section looks good. You got YouTube and Calendly. I love this. Your designs are really nice, by the way. I like the color scheme. That's my favorite color scheme right here. The button here, the purple and the pink. I love that. And then your content. Ooh, yeah, your content needs help though. Oh yeah, you haven't posted in 6 months, so I think this is all good. Just start your organic content. Go through my LinkedIn Leads course as well. This is gonna really help you. I'll drop that in the chat one more time. But your actual designs and your profile are really good. Okay, so that question is good. We'll go through a couple more of these, and then we'll get this recording live so you guys can watch it in your free time if you missed anything. In terms of, I got some questions. How do I structure my posts? How do I make them scroll stopping? I can review one of my posts really quickly. Let's just go through one of my recent ones, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So let's just say a post like this. For example, today's carousel. The carousel is really good. It's very high optimized. But the actual text, what you want to do is obviously just start with a hook. The next part right after the hook should be context of the post. So why should people trust you? What's going to make you stand out? Why not just listen to someone else? So what should make people listen to you versus someone else? So add the context here. And then after the hook, after the context, you're going to add the actual body, the meat of your post here. Add your CTA anywhere from around 80 to 85% way through, and then end your post off with with a PS or like some other information. So hook, context, meat, CTA, and then at the end, more of your body of your post again. And if you go through today's carousel, I actually went really in depth on my new format here, which works really well. Before it was hook, body, CTA. Now it's actually hook, context, body, CTA, body again. So if you go through this post, it'll probably help you a lot with the formatting as well. Amar, I can give you a quick rec as well. Let's see. Yes, no worries, man. Happy to help. And in terms of you, Amar, I like the banner. It's pretty good. You're using the same photo. Maybe change the photo so you don't have like two of the same photos. Got a good CTA here. It's gonna be the same with you, man. Like, don't do this video editor thing, freelancer. Like, we know you're a freelancer. We know you edit videos, but be more specific on who you're helping, how you're helping them, and what you're helping them do. You have a YouTube here. Add a CTA instead of just a CTA being YouTube. Make it a better CTA. Feature section, make it 2 things max. You got way too much going on here. Just add like 2 products that you have. And then it looks like your content, you haven't posted content in a while. You need an actual content strategy. So that's going to be your content needs help. Your feature needs less items. You need to fix your bio. And that's going to be probably my best recs in like a 10-second rec for you. So yeah, that's going to be the recs for you. In terms of the rest of this live, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We've gone through quite a few questions today. It's all going to be recorded. So if you want to check out the live, it'll be on LinkedIn. I'll also post this in my private community later so you guys can get access to that. But if you have any other questions, feel free to shoot me a DM. If you haven't already, make sure to join the Accelerator program. It's 50% off during this live. Join in, schedule that one-on-one call with me. I'll do the audit, and then you can get started on all the content, all the systems, you name it. But yeah, I hope you guys got some value out of this. Thanks for tuning in. Amar, good to see you. Sai, thanks for tuning in. Who else can tune in here? Faye, thanks for tuning in as well. Shizadi, thanks for tuning in. Alor, thank you guys all. Hope you had a good time here. Learned something from all the suggestions and the feedback. But yeah, I'll see you next LinkedIn Live. I'll probably live again. Let's see, today's Thursday. Probably live on this weekend, or otherwise early next week, I'll be live again.